Welcome back, this is CerealSnax, and today I'm looking at a puzzle in Guild Wars 2. It's not really a jumping puzzle, it's underwater, and it is called Portmatt's Lab. And what it is a more of a kind of number combination puzzle than anything else. You can see that glass there on the right of where I am, and I'll show you on the map here in a second where it is. I'm actually inside there now. There's the glass from the inside. I'm basically on the west side of the map in Bloodtide Coast. And down here there is a little chamber, and then there's these pillars with light, and the first thing you really want to do is destroy these pillars or lightning turrets if the lightning turrets are up. In this particular case I didn't actually destroy the lightning turrets, and that kind of makes it a little bit more difficult because you keep getting damage while you are doing this puzzle. But the first thing you really want to do is destroy one of these towers. There's one on each side of this chamber you see on my right, and then you've got to solve the puzzle. And the first step after you destroy this tower is to go down and work with this little control panel, which asks you if you want to abort the explosion that is imminent. I think it's more of like a portal opening that is imminent. So let's just take a look here. Once I destroy this tower, I'll show you what I'm talking about. Okay, so now that that tower is destroyed, you can see these lightning turrets are tearing me up, but what you want to do is you talk to this turret and you say, yes, I absolutely do, yes, I absolutely do, and then you have to wait on this screen. Don't click abort, just wait for a few seconds and it will ask you another question. So, you know, I mistakenly clicked abort a couple times and learned that you don't do that, so say, okay, no, I have no doubt that I'm going to do it, and then you must wait again. Because it's asking you to abort, you don't want to, and then you say abort, auto abort, and then it automatically does it for you. So now what happens is this little portal here in the center will then open up, and you will see there's the portal is open, and there are 3 control panels here on the right, and what they do is they have numbers on them, and I've thrown up a key that is really critical to figuring out how to solve this puzzle. So there will be 3 numbers that will appear, and you can see them on my screen, and I put up a key for each number. So you can see that the numbers I have are 14, 28, and 22. So basically 3, 2, 3. So the goal is really to get your numbers to 14, 49, and 22, or 333 by our key. So if that doesn't make a lot of sense to you right now, just keep watching. You can see that when you do throttle or boost, or there's 2 other options on the other 2 control panels that are either decrease or increase, basically the word's just different. You can actually increase your number or decrease your number, and I will show you here the key on what does what, but really the goal is to get it to 333. So you may start out at, you know, 1 2 3 or 2 1 3, and I'll give you an example here in a second of what I mean and what steps you would need to take to fix that. Don't pay attention to what I'm doing on the screen. That's not as important as setting this up, because it is different for every single person. So let me throw up, so now that you have this key is also going to be in the description. The next thing you need to be aware of is what each one of these control panels does, and I'm going to show that now on the screen. Okay, so what I've got here is the key for the console. So of course you can see whatever the option is, throttle or decrease or whatever, it's basically increase and decrease. So if you can just boil that down in your mind to increase and decrease, you should be able to figure it out. And really what you want to do is, once you get your numbers that you have, you want to figure out what numbers those correspond to on the previous key that I showed you, whether it's 313, 123, 33. You know, if it's 333, you're already done. That's pure luck. It probably will never be that. But if it's 113, whatever it is, figure out what that is, and then figure out what steps it takes to get there by increasing and decreasing on the following consoles. Now I'm going to give you an example of one that could pop up and what you could do to then resolve it. So what I would suggest you do is, when you get in here, immediately look at the numbers that you have, write down those numbers on a sheet of paper or whatever, and then try to figure out how many steps it will take to get to the correct number just by using the key. That's probably the quickest and easiest way. It's going to be different for every person. The other option, of course, is that somebody will already be up at the top of this puzzle, and they will trigger it so that you can go up to it automatically. So let me show you an example, and we can walk through it really quick and maybe give you an idea of how you can do it for yourself, because there's not one clear selection of items on the screen that will solve it for you. So let's take a look at the key, or the potential problem that you may face. Okay, so for example, say you have 8, 19, 65, and 22. If you look at your chart, that basically comes out to be 2, 1, and 3. So if you decrease the bottom console, it will turn it into this 14, whatever, the number, which is 3, 2, 1. The 3, 2, 1 represents the numbers that make it easy to solve, and you can always get from 3, 2, 1 to the solution in a few easy steps. So sometimes I just like to get it to 3, 2, 1, but that's just my way of doing it. And really, once you know this, then you can kind of boil it down to another simple solution for yourself. And that is, for me, to get from 3, 2, 1 to the correct code, you just have to decrease the bottom 2 times, decrease the top, and then increase the middle, and you're done. So I put that in text on the screen. But essentially, you decrease the bottom 3 times in a row, decrease the top one, and then increase the middle, and you've got your solution. So that's only if you start with 3, 2, 1, or 2, 1, 3, of course. But if you get it to 3, 2, 1, then you've got your solution for everything. So that's just something to look at. But you could do this for any combination that you have. If you have 2, 2, 3, of course, it would be a little bit different. And you know, you could write these all out on a sheet of paper prior if you want to, because you don't have a lot of time when you're in here. You're going to be hassled by the turrets that are shooting at you and a number of other things that are going on. So it may be easier to kind of have an idea in your head of what you want to do based on the numbers that pop up. The other thing to do is, of course, just press the buttons randomly and hope that you get it. That's sometimes successful, but there is a timer on this portal. Eventually it will go away, and you will be forced to start from scratch, which can be really annoying. So once you portal through, you can open this splendid chest that's on the top of the island. Of course, you get the achievement Portmatt's Lab, and you can open this chest and see what you get, which is just the normal stuff that you would find in a splendid chest. The other thing you can do here is actually activate the portal so that other people can pop through and follow you. So if one of you figures it out in your party, then you can get all your friends through too. So that'll give them the achievement as well, and you'll be done. So I hope that helped. I'm going to put the instructions in my description. I know it's kind of quick and crazy. It's one of the more difficult kind of pattern puzzles in the game, especially since you've got other things to worry about. But once you figure it out and understand the whole key, the 1, 2, 3 key, and can apply that to the numbers that are listed on the control panels, it's relatively easy to kind of figure it out from there. So hope that helped. Hope you enjoyed. If you did, please like and subscribe. And thanks for joining me. I will talk to you later.